You look fabulous, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're live.
Tell them what they need to do. Tell them the things.
You guys, the Happy Pill Project. You gotta like, you gotta share, you gotta subscribe, watch daily, come to class.
Everything. You got to do everything. Steve, Nathan, Happy Bill Project. Like, share, subscribe.
Let's get started. We had been attacking legs, so I want to still continue with trying to throw him up in the air and get under him. And let's start with a simple drill. I saw some people doing X guard and trying to come up, so it's actually what we were doing the other day. So when we're here and we realize we're trying to read where his hands are and where this thumb grip is and what he's trying to base on me, but he's doing all these things of grabbing my head, putting his hand, both of my hands behind his tricep. Shouldn't be doing that, but it happens all the time, especially when we go to other academies. I'm correcting it now, but for years it just wasn't corrected, and then guys would get torn apart with legs because they couldn't stabilize. I have to tell you, if you try to pass Raphael's guard, he's great at that thumb grip. He'll nullify a super high level pass reverser because he'll keep thumb grip. He's really great at it. I watch. So I'm like this, so no thumb, right? I'm like this. And now I've slid underneath and I throw him up in the air. And now I don't know how he's gonna land. Does he land really high up? Does he land short? Like, I have no idea. I don't know how deep I'm gonna get. And when I come underneath, I have no idea where he's gonna base these legs, if they're gonna be wide, they're gonna be short. So we're gonna throw him high. When I throw him high right now, he's gonna land with his legs wide. Okay, I'm gonna actually tell him how to land because I wanna read the land and then I wanna react off the land. I just don't wanna go, oh, this is the move I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do everything based on him. So I'm feeding you, and try your best to imagine it. You know, like imagine, I don't even care what the greatest hitters, the greatest baseball players, the greatest in whatever sport. But if you ever want to read a great book on imagination and like training, Dr. Kolger, who literally is one of the greatest Olympic coaches ever. His sport was fencing. Gino is really good friends with him. I think he still teaches at Columbia University. Does he, Synth?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So Dr. Kolger, okay. And to get to 7 Olympics says a lot, right? You're like this. And now you just grabbed on and you're coming underneath. And I told you, try your best to slide underneath and not over focus on bringing him up. Because really what I want him is above me. So I slide myself in and we're like this, okay? And now my hands are here. My first reaction is, I don't want your kneecaps to beat my kneecaps. So as he lands, I'm like this. So I gotta make a choice. I make sure I stop one and my feet don't really change that much. Because his legs are so wide, there's a massive opening here. So my first reaction is to scoop underneath and press away with both of these things, my shin and my hand, because I want to transfer this leg. So as I push away with both, it creates this opening that I could take this foot and lace it through. I want to, in the drill, we're gonna stand up. The only reason people stand up are for 2 reasons. You're in a real fight and you want to become top player, or potentially you don't have leg locks and you want to start coming up to pass, to score. But this became a product of IBJJ because you really should, if you really are into the game of submissions, the attack is this leg right now. But in IBJJ, you couldn't reap and you couldn't do heel hooks and all these things. So this became very popular, why X guards so developed like this. So, but let's practice it because it's a good drill to do. I'm going to extend this leg out as far as I can with both of these. My hand position on this one, preferably, is above this kneecap. I'm sorry. I want to control the rotation of this kneecap. I also later, in case he runs too far, want to attack this leg, so I don't want to lose the kneecap. So the scooping hand that's false gripping is above the kneecap towards the hip, not below. So I'm not grabbing his calf, I'm above the kneecap. I'm going to extend both legs right now. As I extend both legs, this is where we are. This is what I meant for the people that can see. I know some people, Ethan, is blocking the view. I don't want to be down here because I'll lose the leg and he'll kick me off. So I wanted to be above the kneecap. First thing I do, I don't know why John called it this, but they call it power propping, where I go up on my elbow. My only focus now is to get this knee to face the mat. So as I'm pushing out and I have this kneecap, I'm looking to get up or take this leg out, swoop it up, and now I'm coming up to become top player. So my kneecap comes up, I come up, and now I can start attacking from the top. One more time. So when I throw him up, we're here, I slid under, we're like this. I block his kneecaps, I don't know which way he's going. I also don't want him to float past, so I don't drop all my defenses because now he'll switch his hips. So my hands are cupping his kneecaps. I'm exactly like this. I'm gonna make a commitment now. I'm gonna push off with both of these as I scoop with this leg, this hand, I'm sorry. So as I scoop, I push away to make a gap that I can lace this guy in. Now as I push away, this is the leg I wanted to take out. As I'm continuously pushing away, I'm coming up on my elbow. Now I'm rising above him. I can scoop the leg, I can take this out, and I become top player. Let's drill it. Let's go back and forth with the other one. This is exactly how exactly the look. And now I drop this guy, and I'm on a full. And now I start pushing this out. And I'm like, damn, he's trying to push in. He's trying to run back to me. So why don't we drop this guy right now was the guy that was keeping him that kind of want to retract back. We'll drop him and push him at the shoulder line so we keep him from running back. So now as I extend him out, now I got this leg by itself, okay? Most likely, he's gonna backstep this way. Backstep. So as I come in on the back, come back 1 second, right? I'm here. I've already extended him. I'm here, crossing my legs, trying to figure out if am I gonna go for a knee bar? Maybe. And as I'm here, he starts backstepping. My first reaction on the backstep, I've never let go of the shoelaces, is just to stuff it over. So now we're exactly like this. It's very easy for me now to swim over the top and now finish this heel hook. Okay, back up again. So everything's exactly the same. All I did was extend him out, and you don't have to. I have the leg totally isolated, so I can throw either way, okay? I'm here, same exact thing. I threw him up in the air. I stopped his kneecaps right away. Now I start pushing him out. Regardless if you're going to do an ashigarami or wherever you are, still stop the kneecaps. I can't get them to let it go higher than me. Because if you start getting them higher, that's how they start pummeling you and it starts being your kneecaps. So first reaction is stop the kneecaps. I push out with one, I underscoop, I drop the far side, and I'm like this. I'm trying to figure out, I could potentially reach, but I'm like in a weird spot right now. So I take one leg out just to straighten him out. And as I straighten him out, I'm like this. And now I'm starting to take this leg over this way because he's leaning this way. So the likelihood is he's gonna step over this way. As he steps over, and even if he doesn't, I've already crossed my legs and I'm thinking, maybe I could do a knee bar, maybe I can't. Now it's turned, so kneecaps this way, so there is no knee bar. So my first reaction is to shelve it underneath. So as I start swimming with the other arm over the top, I have the full heel now to break it. Let part of me do it, right? From the very beginning, right? We did everything exactly the same. Boom. Right, he comes here, beautiful way to drill. Excellent, he straightens him out. Excellent. He's turning it over, he's shelving it. He's on there, okay? And this happens all the time. If he's getting his heel cranked this way, don't you think he's gonna rotate to eliminate it? And then you see these rotations go, right? So there's things that stop this rotation, right? These things playing hard, okay? This hip getting off the ground, you're gonna crank off these shoulders anyway. So now when and this is, you should practice this with your partner because you should kill this roll. I just did it to T and I did it to him and I said roll. And they'll tell you, they'll go, Dan, it doesn't feel like I can't. I know when John did it to me, it feels like you can't roll. It feels like if he sneezes, your ligament's gonna go, right? So practice that because everybody's doing it really well. Then getting to this point and they're just going like this, you're never gonna get it, right? Because now he's gonna go into a roll and he's either gonna go out of bounds or potentially go into somebody else. And the moment he rolls 2 times, he hits somebody else. And then when he restarts, he's like, starting like this. And he's going, damn, dude, I was just on that heel, man, come on, right? So now we're gonna say, hey, right, grip, T, roll. Very difficult, very, very difficult. So you gotta refine that end position. And it's good to practice it with a partner because there's no danger. right? And you're starting to learn how to control those hips, because even if we go on one rotation, maybe we finish him on the second. But if this is all loose and you're like this and your knees are close and you're like that, what stops T from just keep spinning it out, spinning it out? I mean, you literally, where did I see this the other day? I can't remember. So, I was watching, I was like, God, Lee, how many times are these guys going to roll back and forth? Perfect. T, roll now. Splay those teeth tight, 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 tight. Very difficult, right? He's pressing down here. He's pushing up here. And then he's supporting himself to turn this over the top. Right now, his shoulder is being supported by his elbow line, because if he laid down, T would go, damn, I think you might pop this. So this goes down, this plays wide, this goes up. I gotta keep him down. It's impossible for you to tell me that you're pressing and pressing and pressing. One's gotta be like this. It's gotta be like a pyramid, okay? So let's practice it one more time. At the end, try to get your lock in. You guys are part of the same team. Talk to the person, say, hey, what am I feeling here? What am I feeling? So I'll ask him to walk around also so you can feel it. And you want to raise your hand, I'll do it also for you. Let's do it, guys. It's going to happen for this guy. I promise you that. I absolutely know this. But reason I bring it up also, it doesn't happen by accident. That's the way you should drill. That was just beautiful. There was like a flow to it, super slow. Everything was detailed in it. So T, go back into the back step, just like you did before. He's like this, Martin shoves it, right? Once you have this, if you have that, you absolutely can take this leg, the other one, and throw it over. Yeah. And yeah. Yes. Oh, sorry about that. You can absolutely lay back down, T. So remember this leg that was in here like this before? Just even lay down so that everybody could see this. This leg was inside before. It was like this, right? It was crossed in there. He took this leg and shot it. So now T can't roll that way. But do not do that if you don't have that shelved, okay? Because he has an opportunity also to bring this to his other, to go into a toe hold, or he can slide it over to the belly line. And now you're in this gunfight when you don't have that, right? So you just committed to giving him your foot on the other side. But that's when you have that. So if you don't have that shelved, do not do that. If you're good at it later, you're going to shelve it on the rotation and then pick how your feet shoot out. This is better, right? But this has a risk that you shot this leg out that was in here, put it back where you had it, right? You were like this with your feet inside, you're splaying your legs. Maybe you had them figure forward at some point, and you're over here. Don't go taking this leg out and shoot it and you haven't shelved that, right? That becomes like, who's going to win this gunfight? Is he going to shelve it? He's going to go depending. Maybe he tries to do a toe hold. Maybe he shelves it to the other side. And now I'm still fuddling with it, and now my leg's going to go. Okay, so do not take that leg out if that guy's not shelved. Okay, and that is a better option, but that's only that option if you have that. Okay, we run out of time right now, guys. So you got a 2-minute break, and we'll go live in 2. Let's do